The year is 2021. The effects of global warming are more visible than ever. Yet this is only the beginning. Australia and California were on fire. Temperatures are already up by 1.1 degrees Celsius. At this rate, we are heading for the worst case scenario, with at least a disastrous 3 degrees increase in global temperature before the year 2100. But that will not be the end of it. People worldwide are uniting to make a change, and the global call for direct action is becoming louder every day. This is our call. As our temperatures rise, we will not only need to adapt our way of living to survive, but we will also need to make the hottest music. We will use the power of music to make a change and call for action. This is Hot Stuff, song contest for our planet.
Monthly music program in which we invite every month, I already said monthly, 5 artists with a song about the concerns and the love of our planet. This is our way of protesting against the ecological and climate crisis. We're talking from our home studio in Amsterdam. And of course we have again someone in the green room who will interview our artists. Welcome Matthias again, he was here last week. And after the show you can also vote for your favorite artists. So please do, they can support every love they can get in these times. Yeah.
And in case you're wondering why Julie is standing a bit awkwardly sometimes, she broke her foot last week. And we're just going to pretend like she broke her foot in some heroic climate action. And she definitely did not break her foot just walking down the stairs. But for the fans of the show, we have some sad news today, because this is going to be the last live stream. We will be back after the summer though, hopefully with more live and less stream. We hope we can meet our artists physically. And it looks like it's going to be possible. And off to the first artist, Julie.
Yes, the first artist is Polance. And Polance is a Latvian composer and artist with a background in classical music and Latvian folk, combined with a passion for jazz and Brazilian music. She also dabbles in the singer-songwriter circuit. She won several prizes and works with artists around the world. She is Amsterdam-based, but loves to ground in the nature of Latvia, where she is also right now. And she will bring us, for you, You're Right.
You're right, 'cause everyone is right. You're wrong, 'cause everyone is wrong too. The truth is always fit to change with you. It's always old and always new. You're slow, 'cause everyone is slow. You're fast, 'cause everyone is fast. Your speed's connected to how long's your path and to which way you want to go. And in the night, in your mind, there is friction. The conviction of your thoughts, beliefs is shaken by their contradictions. Breathe in, 'cause everything's within. Breathe out, everything's outside too. No You're right, everyone is right. You're wrong, everyone is wrong too. And the truth is always fit to change with you. It's always old and always new. You're slow, cause everyone is fast. You're fast, cause everyone is slow. And the speed's connected to how long's your path and to which way you want to go. And in that light in your mind, if there is friction, the conviction of your thoughts, beliefs is shaken by the contradictions. Breathe in, everything's within. Breathe out, everything's outside too. No matter who you are and what you do, you are the air is you. La da da da.
Yeah, and we're gonna go straight to the second artists, and these are Bjeno and Adriana. Bjeno has written an upbeat and loving song performed by Adriana. She is Slovakian. She's studying psychology, and in her free time she's part of Extinction Rebellion. She likes to express her engagement into music, and you can hear this together with Bjeno. Bjeno is also part of Extinction Rebellion, and you might know him from Hot Stuff #2 already. When was that?
5 times ago.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. Anyhow, here are Bjeno and Adriana with Dancing Without Fear.
I love to dream, dream, dream of your face, and I love to find you here when I wake. I love to hear you sing all the songs of the future. Show me the world we can make. I love to dance, dance, dance without fear for tomorrow. Your love can show me the way. I love to feel you healing my soul with your presence, your touch till the end of my days. Let us bring back life, my darling, save the future from the dirt. We'll keep reaching for the stars till heaven is a place on earth. Let us bring back life, my darling, save the future from the dirt. We'll keep reaching for the stars till heaven is a place on earth. I love to dream, dream, dream of your face, and I love to find you here when I wake. I love to hear you sing all the songs of the future. Show me the world we can make. I love to dance, dance, dance without fear for tomorrow. Your love can show me the way. I love to feel you healing my soul with your presence, your touch till the end of my days. Let us bring back life, my darling, save the future from the dirt. We'll keep reaching for the stars till heaven is a place on earth. Let us bring back life, my darling, save the future from the dirt. We'll keep reaching for the stars till heaven is a place on earth.
Hello, everybody. We've just listened to two beautiful songs, and we'll have two more coming soon. My name is Matthias, and today I will be joining you and the artists from our green room. We have four artists waiting to join me for an exclusive interview on hot stuff. But before we do that, you listen to the song by Laura Polance, and as you've probably heard, she is from Latvia, and well, you know, Latvian internet. So we've decided to send her the questions beforehand, and she recorded a wonderful video for us. So before we go to the interview with Adriana and Bjeno, whose song we just listened to, we'll first watch the video made by Laura.
Hi Julie, hi Thomas, hi everyone. I'm very happy to take part in hot stuff, and great that you guys are talking about questions related to our planet and a lot of problems that are related to that now. And I have here some questions that I received from you, and I'm going to answer them now to my best knowing. First one: who or what inspires you to make music? First of all, music itself can inspire to make music once you've used to listen to it a lot. And another great inspiration is, of course, when you hear like texts or read poems. That's really wonderful. And I have to say that nature here is a great inspiration for me too. And often I think in like shapes and structures and colors when something kind of starts to click in my head. Maybe it sounds quite trippy, but then I would see different structures and things would make sense for me to put them in sounds. So it's great that music is there, that crazy people can express themselves. Question number 2. The song, I guess you just listened to it, which is called You're Right. What is it about? It is a song about no one knowing the truth, but at the same time everyone has their own viewpoint on things, and everyone has the right on their point in life. But besides that, it's also so important that we are a part of our surrounding, and we are part of the environment. And yeah, that's why the song says, like, breathe in, everything's within; breathe out, everything's outside. No matter who you are and what you do, you are the air is you. So we're kind of maybe all connected in the most light and important thing, the air. Question number 3. Who are the guys on bass and guitar? Do you work with them more often? These are wonderful, best, amazing musicians. George Dumitriu on guitar and Lauriane Ghils on double bass. George Dumitriu is a Romanian musician who lives in Amsterdam now for 100 years. And he's a great violin, viola and guitar player. And he's one of my favorite musicians, just like Lauriane Ghils, with whom we have played in a band Houden for a long time. And also, I'm very happy to share my music with these guys that I have written myself. And we also all play together in Kaya Dragster Octet. Check it out because it's in a great band. Question number 4. You wrote an arrangement of a Latvian folk song that was performed by 10,000 children. How did that go? That went very well. They did not make any mistake. They sang it from the beginning till the end. I was in the first row with my mom, and she was crying a lot. And it was a fantastic experience because actually I wrote this arrangement for my band as the last piece of our concert, where all the instrumentalists would stand up and sing and clap. Stāvēju, dziedāju augstajā kalnā, lai mani pušķoja, I made a mistake. And so everyone would sing and clap, and so the kids had to do it. And that was really wonderful to see that. Question number 5. What's the best thing about your home country, Latvia? Difficult to say. This is my home country, Latvia. This is my parents' countryside house where we have a lake and we have a little sauna, and it's all just nature. And there's the closest neighbor is there, quite far over the hill. And that's really wonderful that there's so much space here and that there's so much peace. And you just remember that. I remember here that nature is what we're coming from and what we should hold on to. And I always come here in the summer to charge my batteries to be strong in the city, which is also wonderful. Okay, question number 6. What are you working on at the moment? So there's 2 main projects that I am developing at this point. It's my own band, where I'm writing songs, and we are planning to release a new album beginning of next year. We still have to record it though, but all the songs are ready and we are in the process of making them. And another project of mine is an improvisation choir with 11 other wonderful vocalists who are Amsterdam based, and it's called August 38. And we are now working on a new program, which is partly improvised and partly composed. And I'm working on the compositions to make them really like a nice vehicles for improvisations. And I'm very excited to work with all these wonderful ladies that are in the band. We already started slowly making some steps after the lockdown, and some concerts are coming to you beginning of December.
All right, that was beautiful. I know where I'm planning my next vacation, that's for sure. I think the internet was not the problem. I think Laura just wanted to record a video outside, and good on her. But now I'm joined by Adriana Bjeno, who wrote the second song that we heard today. Thank you for being here. Good to see you. Before we start off with the actual interview, I would like you to maybe introduce yourselves to viewers who might not know you. Can I start with you, Adriana? Who are you? Where do you come from? What do you do?
I feel like I already got a bit of an introduction. So I'm from Slovakia originally. I came to study here in Rotterdam, and then I became active in XR. I study educational psychology, and I like music as well. I think that's a nice intro. Bjeno?
I'm from Holland, actually. Originally I'm from Indonesia, but I was adopted at 3 months. So officially I'm Dutch, but since Adriana is non-Dutch, we could enter this edition of the competition.
All right, and how did you get to know each other?
Do you want to explain that, Bjeno?
You can explain it.
So we were both in a Signal chat for an action, and Bjeno was asked to write a song for the action, and he wrote a wonderful song. Can I mention the name?
Yeah,
definitely.
Sure.
The song was called Grey to Green, and it was a wonderful melody. It sounded beautiful, and I couldn't sleep in the middle of the night, so I just added some harmonies to it, and then I sent it back to him. And he liked it, and then we just virtually met, and then started doing different things together with music. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, and I can kind of hear what you just explained in the actual song, because Bjeno, you're the one who wrote the song. I want to ask you first, what gave you the inspiration to write it? It's a very positive song. It's got a very positive message, and I think we get a lot of negativity sometimes about climate change and the big problems that we have in the world. And how do you get the inspiration to write such a positive lyric and such a positive upbeat music?
The rebellion is nothing if I can dance. So the specific reason was there will be a climate camp. Today the message went out that it will be there. And
when is that going to be?
11th to 16th of August. And I said, look, if we are there for some serious business, we also have to do some partying. So that's why I decided dancing without fear. And
Dancing
I just
without fear.
started
And it's
writing.
a beautiful title for the song as well. Before we go into the song matter of the song, what it is about, Adriana, your contribution was the vocal contribution. And but I also heard you were playing around with a lot of harmonic stuff. So how did that go? How did the making process go for you? So what did Bjeno send you, and how did you go about helping him make that into what it is now?
Well, I didn't help him with the lyrics or the production. He sent me a version where he was singing all of it. So I learned the melody, and then I was supposed to come to Utrecht to see him, and then I'm a master procrastinator. So the night before I came to visit him in Utrecht, I was listening to all the songs that he sent me, and I really liked this one especially. So I was listening to it. I recorded my own voice, and then on top of my own voice, I was trying to find different voices to it. And then when I came to Utrecht, I forgot all the harmonies. But
so you had practiced a lot, and then you forgot what you were doing when you came to the studio to record it.
Yeah, but I think we had an awesome time anyway, and that I made up different stuff on the spot. Yeah. Yeah,
it does sound improvised, but I mean it as a compliment. It sounds very spontaneous and very natural. It sounds like music that you just find, and that gives you a joyous feeling. I specifically like Bjeno the line of that says reaching for the stars until heaven is a place on earth. That's a very nice cosmic reference that you made there. It made it sound even like a little bit kind of religious. Can you kind of dig that vibe?
I always mix that up. I am a Christian, as you can see in the background. I am a part of Christian Climate Action, which is part of Extinction Rebellion.
Can you tell us about that? So there's a separate Christian group, a group of Christian religious people who are in XR.
Yeah, there's Christians in XR. In England, it started Christian Climate Action before XR, and then when XR came about, the Christian Climate Action said, "Look, this is exactly what we mean." And they decided to join one-on-one.
What would you? Is it that the kind of stewardship of the earth idea that you're talking about?
If you ask me personally, yes. I find that if you're a Christian, you should be on the forefront of the climate movement, because it's not your world, so you cannot fuck it up. And we did, so we have to make that right. And especially the Christians, by the way. There's also I'm a Christian for 38 years, very proud, and I think we have the right papers for a better world, and I would even say maybe the best papers for a better world. But we are also part of a tradition that has been fucking it up for a long time. A lot of injustice to people, to the world, and so yeah, that's why I said, look, we have to make it right. We have to do it better. As Christians, most important as Christians, because we know it. I mean, it's there. It's in the writings how to take care of the world.
But I think it's a universal message that we need to take care of life on the planet. Adriana, how do you come to this? Why protect the earth? I mean, it's an obvious question, but what's your philosophy? Where do you come from? Is it something that just comes natural to you?
Yeah, that's a big question.
I know.
Why protect the earth?
Well, maybe from your personal perspective, what made you first get into this climate action movement? What made you feel compelled? What forced you to go into it?
I felt responsibility, and a little bit. I mean, it shouldn't be, but I feel like we're all responsible, and a little bit of guilt also drove that as well. That like guilt of not being not having eyes open to it sooner enough, or not, just not starting to do things early enough. So
so you do feel that we are in kind of a rush.
Yeah, I try not to go into the deep holes of anxiety, but there definitely the feelings are there. Yeah,
I can understand, but it's also, I mean, that's why it's such a positive song as the one that you wrote. I think it's very important to keep the vibe strong. Yeah. Thank you so much. I just want to ask if there's any of you too want to mention kind of projects that you're doing as a kind of last question. What are you working on right now? Is there anything you would like to plug? Concerts? maybe Corona is almost over, there are possibilities again. What's the plan? Bjeno?
Yeah, the plan is just to write a lot. I mean, I am by far, and I'm by far not the best musician in XR. So, and that's not modesty, because I'm really proud on how much I write. I think I'm one of the most productive writers. I just write a lot about love, about climate, and I love to see people within XR stand up and just put their own songs out there, embrace the crappy. I mean, a lot of what I write is crap, but because I write a lot, I just put it out there, having a good time, and I just drop it. And Adriana, for example, she puts that back with her voice, and it becomes something beautiful.
Yeah.
I want to invite all the artists within XR that have a little bit of artists in them, just to put it out and connect. And also, I want to invite them to send some songs my way, because I'm also involved in the organizing of the climate camp. Not specifically in the program,
August.
Yeah, but I will send it to the ones who do the program, because we need a lot of nice music there. So please send it.
Wonderful. Thank you for using us as a platform. It's a good one. Thank you both, Adriana Bjeno, for your music, for your wonderful answers. And let's go back to the studio to Thomas and Julie.
Yes, beautiful to hear all these people talk about what they're doing and about their love for music and the planet. And luckily, we are not the only initiative that is concerned about the planet and taking action. So we also like to support some other actions that are happening. So here are some actions coming up in the Netherlands, because that's where we are. So on the 2nd of July, there's a protest in The Hague at Shell's headquarters. And as you probably have heard, they lost a lawsuit, but doesn't mean that that we shouldn't demonstrate our protest there, because it's super important to still keep the awareness high on companies like Shell and also on our government. And another one, Bjeno actually already spoiled it for us, but the other one is from the 11th till the 15th of August at Lutke Meerpolder. There will be a climate camp, and we are already talking with the organizers if we're maybe going to organize something live there. So that might be the first opportunity to experience hot stuff live. That would be great. If you want to find out about other actions, you can also go to the website of Extinction Rebellion. There are also other great initiatives in the Netherlands. So yeah, feel free to join them all. And if you want to know more about what we're going to do in the future, then you can go to our website.
hotstuffsongcontest.earth.
Yeah, it's even in the video. There are also our social media is also on the website, so you can click on the links. We're going to go to the next artist, Julie.
Yeah, and the next artist, I'm really glad to announce her. It's Genevieve Murphy. And Genevieve is a composer and performance artist from Scotland. She currently resides in Amsterdam and combines performance art and visual art with contemporary classical music. Her concepts are frequently based around psychology and disability. And the song we're gonna hear is Living Emotions and is inspired by a text written by Ursula K. Le Guin titled The Word for the World is Forest. It speaks about empathy and fear related to the forest. We are really curious what the song will tell us. Enjoy.
Living emotions in a closed circuit. Self-sustaining and self-reinforcing. Blind, deaf, nerveless, moveless, response to touch, to sun, to light. The earth around the roots cannot be understood by a human's ego. You heard me. Let's go. Not understanding our rootless existence, the forest avoids us without much resistance. If numb is a feeling, if tranquility is screaming, it tells us we are weaving through social healing. Roots are forming, social media is warming to the instincts of aloneness in a connected world. Not understanding our rootless existence, the forest avoids us without much resistance. Socially important, but self is crucial. The forest is made of one body that's youthful. Connection is visible beneath the earth, cannot be understood by a human's worth. Not understanding our rootless existence, the forest avoids us without much resistance. Insecurities plague us to follow ourselves. We scare one another when we move alone. Our rootless existence, the forest fears, our unsettled persistence after all these years.
Beautiful, mesmerizing sounds. And we're going to go straight to the next artist, and this is Lauriane Ghils. She is a Belgian-Mexican percussionist, multi-instrumentalist, composer and masseuse. She studied jazz and world music in Belgium and later in Rotterdam. She worked with many famous artists and recently toured with the Maas Theater Group. And tonight she presents her own composition, especially made for Hot Stuff.
A Hot Stuff world premiere.
Another one. I think we already had... How many world premieres did we already have?
Vote now.
Oh. And she wrote this song with the intention to bring awareness about climate change. Here is Into the Sea by Lauriane Ghils.
Hello, and we're back in the green room, and I'm joined by Genevieve, who wrote the first of the two songs that we just heard. Genevieve, lovely song, and it also sounds very serious, and it sounds very composed. I heard that you actually studied in the same school as I did. You studied in The Hague, didn't you?
Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, it's great.
So you were there at the conservatory. What did you study there?
I studied composition, did my master's there.
All right, beautiful. And if we listen to this song, I think I hear a lot of elements that you could conceive as composed, but there are also improvised elements. Can you take me through the process of how you create such a piece?
Yeah, I wrote the text first of all. I knew that I wanted it to be a spoken word piece. And actually I made it first of all for a solo theatre piece. So I had just an electronic kind of drone backing track and then a beat. And then I started to work with these musicians, like I formed a band. I'll mention the musicians.
Yeah, that's good if you mention them.
Okay, so it's John Dykman is on the saxophone and Henning Luther is on the drums. Andy Moore on the guitar and Marta Varelis on the synthesizers.
Do you know them from school by any chance?
No, I know them more from in the improv scene.
All right.
Yeah.
And so you formed the group for specifically for this piece, because I heard it's part of a larger cycle that you wrote.
Yeah, exactly. So I made like a solo theatre piece that then the songs from that I made into to be able to have it for concerts. So got a band together, and then I also released an album which is partly solo, and it's got a couple of songs with these group of musicians.
What's the name of the album?
I don't want to be an individual all on my own.
I thought that was a beautiful title when I first saw it, and I hear in your music, aside from themes of let's call it eco-consciousness, there's also a lot about human psychology there.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that?
Yeah, exactly. I think I'm really fascinated by subjects of psychology and disability, and mainly it goes back often into insecurity and how we can bring our awareness to certain states of being that we may feel kind of ashamed about or shy about or not want to say that they're there. And I try to say that we all have them, basically.
Like what?
Like insecurity, for example, or the strive for control or perfection. Yeah.
Is that also what you think we're doing to the earth, that we're trying to control it too much, maybe?
I think I have a bit of a difficulty as to like the certain coping mechanisms that people have, and when we just be aware of what it is that we're doing and acknowledge that.
You mean that the ecological crisis is too abstract for us to actually start dealing with it?
That's a good question. I wonder, to be honest, for me, I needed to actually access empathy for the planet, because I think it's all very well knowing the facts and being told that we're doing something wrong, but when can we actually feel sorry for the things that are being damaged by us? And so this song particularly is actually about empathy. It's about trying to understand that this forest could feel afraid of us. And this thing of subjects of psychology is also my interest in vulnerability. And I think that it's important to recognize that there are a lot of vulnerable things and that we are very powerful, and that people just, you kill just an insect because you can and don't recognize that it's actually powerless. And so that's, something I care about.
That's beautiful. And I hear in your words also that we might be able to learn something from nature, something that we might have lost. Is that true?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah, I think so. I think it also, that's one of the lines that's to do with social media, but it's more this fact that we find a way to connect, but like the forest, physically connect. So it's also our awareness of our restlessness and our need for connection, but at the same time, are we really connecting? Because in the end, we're experiencing isolation and loneliness a lot as well, even though we're more connected than ever before. Yeah. So it is also about how can we look then at how nature handles the everyday life.
Yeah, and given the words in your song, which I think are very strong words, you talk about, was it the rootless existence or ruthless existence, or was
rootless.
It supposed to rootless existence?
But ruthless is also, yeah. Also
I had this association that we have this ruthless existence, and then the forest teaches us to lead a rootless or a rootful existence.
Yeah. No, I think the thing is about being rootless is that it seems ruthless. So the idea of running through a forest feels a ruthless activity, even though it's okay, to do that. But if a forest was to compare itself, we are pretty ruthless. And that rootlessness is also that kind of thing, that anxiety that we have, and that restlessness. And it can seem ruthless.
Yes. And you mentioned earlier that it was part of a larger cycle. I also saw one of your other videos that was part of it on YouTube. Can you tell us a little bit, like a final question? Can you tell us about where you're taking this project from here? What's the plan for the near future?
Well, I'll release an album, so we'll have. Is this the plugging moment? Or...
Yes, this is this.
Okay.
You may plug.
Yeah.
Go
no,
right
I'm gonna release an album with this song is on it as well, and so it's got a narrative to it, and it's again about empathy. How can I draw in a listener and get them to connect to what I'm saying, and I do that through storytelling. And so each song is there as a song, like a record, but in between is almost like an audio book with stories and binaural sounds. So if you wear headphones, you can hear things running around the room in a
Is it that AD kind
way.
of sound that you hear on YouTube?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, the motion with the sound.
Yeah,
that's lovely.
And a bit of the ASMR as well.
I love ASMR.
Some people hate it, so it's also about that, like how can I push people away and how can I bring people in, and what does that mean to us? So we are going to launch the album on the 11th of September, and then I'll be with this band and we'll do the songs. So I'm excited to be live and be with an audience again.
Oh yes,
if we can.
I can imagine.
Hopefully.
I hope we can. Let's all get our vaccines and go for it. Wonderful. Thank you, Genevieve. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for your wonderful music.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Let's go to Lauriane. We listened to her song, Sea Sounds. Beautiful song. I thought that it had much of a meditative quality to me.
Indeed. That was a bit the intention of the song. Yeah. Indeed.
So can you tell us a little bit about where do you come from? We already heard that you studied in Belgium. What kind of background do you come from? Is it classical, jazz, pop, or a mix of those?
Yes. So I'm bicultural. I'm half Belgian, half Mexican, but I was born in Belgium. So my background, the musical background, especially, is due to my parents. So thanks to my parents, I have all these beautiful influences. And
you have musical parents.
Yeah, musical lovers, let's say. Yeah.
So one of the parents comes from Mexico. Did I hear that?
Yes, exactly.
And
my mother comes from Mexico, and my father comes from Belgium. And my mother, she loves to sing, and she used to play djembe actually when she was pregnant of me. So for sure I had this influence already. Yes. And my father plays Indian sitar as a hobby. So they both are not anymore, but they used to play music a little bit as a hobby. And I had a lot of influences from them because they were listening to world music, jazz, baroque
Wow, so
music.
great variety
And
of sounds.
yeah, a lot,
Do you think, like a side
yeah.
note, do you think it's important for children to grow up in a musical environment?
Definitely, definitely. Musical environment and a self-connected environment, so that especially connected constantly with nature. That's also something I would like to mention, and actually responding to what Genevieve said, because it's really important for me. The main issue, well, of course, the biggest issue is the pollution, and of course the plastic and the fish industry pollution, and everything what we're doing wrong on this planet. But I think the question that we really have to ask to ourselves is are we first of all self-connected enough to be connected to the other, and do we love ourselves enough to give that same love to our earth? And I think we are not at all at that point, and I think this should be given as well for the children, like as how to self-love ourselves, and how to self-love ourselves, and then be able to give love to people, but to nature as well, and animals. And I think that's the biggest issue, is of course what we are doing and what we already did, but I don't think this is enough emphasized. We know what's happening, and I think people don't want to know and see anymore the negative things. I think this is not the issue as well. So
I think
it's really about self-connection and connection with nature, and promoting empathy, because we cannot have empathy and be wanting to save the earth if we don't care.
No, so we have to first care for ourselves.
Exactly.
We have to care for the people
yeah.
around us, and in that we care for the world around us, our planet.
Yes.
That
yes,
we are, as
yes.
you said very correctly, that we're totally destroying at this moment. So we're not yet on the right path. How does music play a role in this process? How do you see a place for music in let's call it activism, but maybe keep it very personal? What does it mean to you?
Totally. So for me, inner connection and is basic, and we can do that through connecting with nature and being surrounded by nature, but also using music as a therapy. And I think music has a really, really strong spiritual power and physical power as well. As we all know, we can, the frequencies, we can use them for to work on the chakras and against energetic blockages. And I think this is really this is a very valuable tool that we have to use, and we have to know about that. And this can bring so much more love and empathy for the world.
I can really feel that you want to bring the positivity.
Yes.
And I think we can all feel it. And I really love that. I really love that. Thank you for those. Right? Thank you for those inspiring words. I think that we all have to come at this with from a point of, as you said, empathy.
Yeah.
I think that's
I think this is essential. I think this is the root. I think. Yeah.
It's interesting how we started off with a song that was about people existing in their own heads, having their own realities, and then we're moving through this whole story of feeling love and feeling empathy for each other, and how important that is, and all of who have spoken to today have really emphasized that point. One final question, because you wrote this piece especially for Hot Stuff, is that correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, first of all, thank you. But do you intend to now write more music in the same vein?
Yeah. So actually, this composition and the fact that I participated in this, for me, was the beginning for me to start doing that, because for me, it's obvious that my daily behavior has to be towards protecting nature and loving nature. But that's, for me, it's obvious, like a certain diet, respectful diet toward nature and etc. Yeah. But for me, this is not enough. So I thought I want to do something, and I want to do something through my music. So I thought, I saw this hot stuff. So I thought, okay, let's start, and this is the beginning of many more projects, I hope, because that's really where I want to direct my music.
I think it's wonderful. Maybe you should get in touch with Bjeno, who talked earlier about all the things that he is organizing. So sure. So I think we're organizing a platform here as we speak. I want to thank you so much. I want to thank all the other people I had the privilege to interview today, Genevieve, Adriana Bjeno, and thank you for your wonderful music. I think it's back to the studio now, to Thomas and Julie.
Yes, it's already again the end, and it's really the end. It's like the last time we're in the image for a wonderful hot stuff year. I'm super glad we did this. It was like a crazy idea that popped up, like, let's do this, and we did it for every month since November. We did it 7 times, 2 international ones. I think 7 times 5, like 30 to 35 artists. We have 30 to 35 artists and songs, which is really beautiful, and I hope that more are coming. I hope everybody who is watching this is stealing our idea, make it yourself, do it also, and so it's not, we don't need to be original, just let the music, the power of the music speak. This was not prepared. First of all, I want to really give love to the artists, and I really want to ask you all to give also love to the artists. Follow them on Facebook, follow them on Instagram, on YouTube, live, hopefully. Go to their concerts. It wasn't an easy 1.5 years, and let's hope it will get better. Remember that you also can vote.
Vote now.
Vote.
We want you to vote.
For the artists, after the show, the link will be below in the YouTube subscription. So please, choose your 2 favorite artists.
Yeah,
they're all wonderful.
They're all wonderful, and we worked with the whole team to get this together for the past 7 months. And I would like to thank everybody who helped out in their own way, and that's Floris, who's upstairs, Ruben, Jesse, Esther, Jonathan, Jort, Amber, Matthias, who's right there, as you don't realize probably, but we're in the same room, Julie, of course, and I would like to thank all the artists who participated. There were like 30 plus artists, so we're not going to mention them all, but look up the past episodes and give all of the artists love. Also from this episode, choose your favorites.
Thomas.
Yeah, and thanks to you for watching, and say that's Flo. And we'll be back after the summer with more live and less stream.
Yeah, so follow us so you can join us live, and we can have a drink and dance and talk about our anxieties, frustrations, but also hopes and positive vibes. So keep up. Matthias, if you want to. Thank you all.
See you later. Bye bye.
And see you. Have a nice summer. Bye bye.